Perfect!
Last week, Amazon announced their entrance into the cloud gaming market with Luna, their dedicated streaming service launching later this year. Along with the announcement was a reveal trailer, and it is filled with Easter eggs from some of gaming's greatest hits. Now, once we go through them, it's clear that these aren't added in an effort to tease upcoming releases for Luna, just a fun way to pay homage to video games in general. Let's see how many we can find. Now, right at the beginning, we see the infamous Triforce from the Legend of Zelda series on this poster on the wall. And next to it is this poster for the Light and Sound Unity Fest. Now, this may be a bit of a stretch, but it could be in reference to Unity, which is currently one of the largest and fastest growing game engines. Now, fast forward a bit and we see two smaller posters. Let's start with this one on the left. We can't see what the first word is, but ending in EL, we can make an educated guess that it says barrel toss. Combine that with the gorilla, and this is clearly an Easter egg for the one and only Donkey Kong. Now on the right, we see a small poster for Praise the Sun, which is a reference to Dark Souls' Solaire of Astora and his infamous pose. Now in this next scene, we see an Astro Boy figure. Though he isn't an original video game creation, he has starred in his own games, including the 2004 GBA classic Astro Boy Omega Factor. Fast forward a bit, we can see Mom putting together a puzzle called Another Castle, a reference to Super Mario Bros. And Toad's infamous saying. Now, as she leaps out of her house, we see the home's street number is 1983, which is a reference to an infamous year in video game history when games oversaturated the market and led to an industry crash that began in the year 1983. Now, she runs through a neighborhood for a little bit of time, and then she enters this place. It looks like these two paintings on the wall could be a reference towards Sega's Outrun, which hit arcades in September 1986. In the next scene, we see her running through a bowling alley. Now, this may be me stretching a bit, but I think it's a good one. The screen briefly shows a black triangle with a yellow background. While it doesn't look like anything at first, it could be a reference to Pac-Man with his mouth open. Now, as she continues running through, we see a group of people getting something to eat, and this napkin with the Konami code written on it. In the very next scene, she runs past an advertisement for an instantly recognizable watch, the timepiece worn by James Bond in 1997's GoldenEye 64. Now, she continues running. In this bus stop, we see an advertisement for coin, banking, plumbing, and investments, which is obviously a reference to Super Mario's coin blocks. She then ends up in the middle of Times Square in front of this video billboard. We can just make out the Y at the end. Adding that to the rest of the letter spells out Leroy, aka Leroy Jenkins, from the 2005 viral World of Warcraft video.
Let's do this, Leroy Jenkins!
Now, this scene has a few Easter eggs, but let's start with this one on the top right. This ad is a parody of the famous Phantom of the Opera poster, which depicts the Phantom's mask along with a rose. In this Easter egg, though, it is the Phantom of Earthrealm. In the Mortal Kombat universe, Earthrealm is the name for what humans normally call Earth. You can also see Scorpion's mask and a shadow of his infamous spear. Now, in the next scene, we get a closer look at two Nintendo Easter eggs. The first is a figure that looks just like Samus, although it's difficult to make out the poster's tagline. The word Zeebs is clearly visible, which is a planet in the Metroid universe. Right below it is the winner of 8 awards, Italian Plumber the Musical, which is obviously a reference to the most famous Italian plumbers in gaming. Although we can't see the entire sentence, it looks like the musical is a shell of a good time. And those were all the Easter eggs we could find. If we missed one, please let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're curious to know more about Amazon Luna and what it means for the future of gaming, you can check out the latest episode of the Camp Koji podcast called Into the Cloud. It is linked down below.